All right, how's that? I'm so sorry about that. I'm sitting here talking like a moron, and the audio's not working. So if hopefully you're watching this on the replay there on the recording, hopefully you haven't left yet. Thanks for I wasn't on this screen right now watching this. I was looking around at the score, looking at Creek Buzz, all this kind of stuff, not watching your guys' comments. So thanks for letting me know about the audio. It was down. I appreciate you letting me know. It should be working right now. Appreciate that. Everyone for letting me know. Thank you. As I fix my audio, my video that I'm watching this on has gone down. How's everybody doing? This out what I was saying, but no one could hear me, so I'll just repeat myself. That's okay. What I was saying is this match is absolutely bonkers in my opinion. I can't remember seeing too many matches like this where it looks like England had a very, very strong chance of finishing easily into the third day. And New Zealand fights back in that second innings, gets almost 500 runs. They were down. They got bowled out for 209 the first innings. England induced a follow-on. And New Zealand has fought back. New Zealand has absolutely fought back and made this a match. It's here in the fifth day. England needs 61 runs. They got the partnership up there that you want, Joe Root and Ben Stokes. And for some reason, I'm not getting any stinking video. My phone is not working with the video. But now they need 59 runs. Okay. 2 runs in the last over. You got Matt Henry bowling. You got Joe Root sitting at 92. And you got Ben Stokes at 33. Let me know how you're doing. This is a very impromptu recording. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I want to finish this match. I want to see how it ends because I thought it would have ended 2 days previously. And New Zealand really fought. I was so close to making a video about what has happened to New Zealand Test cricket. WTC champs. And now they're in 7th or 8th place in the WTC standings. They were about to lose quite easily, quite handily, their second straight match to England. I was about to do a video with Gabe about what is wrong. What's up, Ronell? Good night. West Indies won the series versus Zimbabwe. Congratulations. It's going to be a tough day for them versus South Africa. Yeah, South Africa's no joke. But I was about to ask the questions, what's wrong with New Zealand? And they showed us that nothing's wrong, at least with their fight. They still need a lot to improve upon. My phone needs a lot to improve upon. I'm not going to lie. This is pretty crazy. You're saying New Zealand collapsed in the second innings. They collapsed in the first innings. Only getting 209. They scored close to 500 in the second innings. In that follow-on innings. Close to 500. They didn't lose their first wicket until score 149. 149 for 1. And then they did lose 3 wickets rather quickly. Okay. And then it was 222 for 4 wickets. They didn't lose another wicket for another 70 runs. And then didn't lose another wicket for another 160 runs. I wouldn't call that a collapse when you put up 500 runs. Is it on Prime? If it's on Prime, I'm going to watch it from there. I was watching on ESPN Plus. I don't know if it'll be on Prime where I'm at, but let's see. Because the ESPN Plus broadcast is not helping me out at all. All right, let me see if I can find this. England. This is a very last-minute stream for me. But I appreciate you joining. I am not seeing it on Prime. Sports. Let's go to sports. Let's see what that has to tell me. Live. No. What is that? No. Not seeing it on Prime. But they lost the last 5 wickets in the second innings for nothing. They were in good position. They should have got 350-run lead. Yeah, but how do you get close to 500 runs and you're going to call that a collapse? I mean, you're going to lose those wickets eventually. I mean, unless you declare. I don't know if I would call that a collapse, but, to each his own. Yes, Renell, they have definitely improved under Basball. I wonder how this makes him feel, as he is a Kiwi, beating up on the former team. My gosh, I cannot get the live. This is driving me nuts. They still need 59 runs. Now 58. They just scored a run right there. Joe Root, one run, length delivery in the middle, tucked away towards square leg, according to Crick Buzz. All right. I'm going to shut down my phone for crying out loud. I've got to be able to watch this. How are you guys doing? I'm going to just listen to the chat. You guys are going to tell me what's going on in the match. Let's see. Imran says, what will you say for the Australia versus India series? What will start? Match 3 is a huge match. It's an absolutely huge match. If India wins match 3, they guarantee themselves a spot in the WTC final. Do they not? Because they have to have a 2-win lead in this series. They win tomorrow, they're at least at worst going to be 3-1. If they win tomorrow, or not tomorrow, if they win the next test match that starts tomorrow. It's huge for India. Australia, they can't be feeling too good about themselves. They understand they're in India. The media doesn't. I mean, they're being crucified in the media for crying out loud, it seems. And so it's a big match for both, but it's a bigger match for India because you control your own destiny right now. You had them on the ropes. All right. You're doing the rope-a-dope, using some Muhammad Ali. You're using the rope-a-dope. Now it's time just to boom, that knockout blow. Win that third match. And then who really cares? I mean, they're going to care for pride, but who really cares about the fourth match? It's a huge match. And I'm not going to say India is going to guarantee beat them, but they're in really, really good shape. Man alive, they're in really good shape. I see the squad West Indies picked to play the first series against South Africa, and I do not like it. Oh, no. Jack, I will let you know. I'm not going to be on very long. Probably on India Prime. I'm also not seeing it on Prime. Need a VPN. Yeah. The legend Jack is in the house. That's right. England is on 200 for 5. Thank you. Now 201. They need 57 runs. Question is, will they finish, if they don't lose their wickets, if they don't have a collapse, will they finish this in the second session, or will it more likely be the third session? Test Season 2 review. Yes, thank you for asking about that. We have recorded our review for the first 2 episodes. Tonight is Cricket Tuesday, so I'll be posting that reaction. But the first episode review will be in a few days. 2 episodes reviews this week, episode 1 and episode 2. And then we'll record 3 and 4 at the end of this week and post it next week. So we'll have all of it reviewed, episode by episode, done by the end of next week. All right, let's see. Because my stream on ESPN Live was working just fine. Then it just crapped out on me. So let me try it after shutting down my phone. Or I'll just be watching it on CrickBuzz. And let me share my screen too so I can see it there. I'm all over the place. I don't want to wait an extra minute to jump on here. I probably should have. Please don't forget to like and subscribe as you're watching this very amateurish stream here. Here we go. All right. Don't need that. Joe Root. He's on strike, but he's got 94. Will he get 100? Tell me in the chat, yes or no. Will he get that 100? Will the nervous 90s bite him? There we go. Oh, that's an ugly shot. And that's a wicket. Stokes is down. Stokes is down. That's a wicket. And I finally get video, and it's the New Zealand gods that turn on just in time for me to see a horrible shot by Stokes. I mean, that was atrocious. What was he just fooled on the bounce? Oh, man alive. That was absolutely atrocious. Crick Buzz hasn't even updated it yet. Neil Wagner getting the Stokes wicket, and that could change things. It doesn't put the momentum back in New Zealand's corner, but that could change things just a little bit. That could be the chance they get. Ooh, what is for Cricket Tuesday? A little preview for those that are here. I still got to work on the thumbnail for this video and the thumbnail for that video. Well, we reacted to the famous and funny celebrations part 2 on Cricket Addict. He's got a part 3, so we reacted to that one. That's going to be for tonight for me. The morning for wherever you're at and everywhere in between. Stokes is down. Appreciate that, Jack. Thank you, Renell. Yes. They got that wicket. Honestly, I don't know if I'm the only one, but I truly enjoyed watching Cricket Documentary Reaction. The Ashes review was great. Hopefully Nick can do another one soon. Oh, the body line, you mean? That wasn't really a documentary. Was it a documentary? I don't know. Ugly shot. What was he doing on that shot? I hate the sweep shot, but yeah, he probably should have that time. That was absolutely horrible. Oh my goodness gracious. I don't know what that was, but New Zealand makes it interesting, that's for sure. They are making it a little interesting here. I'm going to try to see. Let's see how lame this is going to be. I'm going to try to see if I can do a thumbnail and hang out with you guys as we're watching this. Once again, thanks for now. Appreciate that. I can hear it. I can see it and hear it while I work on this thumbnail. It won't be the most beautiful thumbnail, but who really cares, right? And if you do care, then I apologize. Brand new game. Another bounce. I thought that was a wicket for a second. Another bouncer. I think I'm a little behind. Let's see if I can go ahead. Yeah, I was behind. Oh, I thought that was a wicket too. Oh, they're going to review it. Oh, my word. Is that Southie with the review? How dare you? I was catching up, and I'm like, oh, that looks like a wicket. Maybe not. And then he calls for the review. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, Australia women, they're a powerhouse right now. They are absolutely dominant. You don't mess yourselves with some Australia cricket women. The women's team. Absolutely not. That was a nothing shot from Stokes. Absolutely, that was. Not out. Thank goodness. Oh, my gosh. You had some England fans out there in New Zealand cheering for that decision. That's quite interesting. Those England fans travel well. Maybe some of them live in New Zealand. That wouldn't be crazy to think. So am I the only one? I know I'm talking while I'm looking down. This is very unprofessional, but am I the only one here that thinks that this match is insane? The way it started, the way it's been going. And then we got the chat also. I think with Nav right there throwing some stirring the pot a little bit by saying that they had a kind of a collapse. New Zealand did, even though they had almost 500 runs. Am I the only one thinking this match is absolutely insane? Very entertaining. Excellent over from Neil Wagner. New Zealand definitely just lost the review. I thought it looked good enough to review, but it wasn't good enough for the wicket. Got the ambulance going out there. Watch out. How are you guys doing today? What time is it where you're at right now? What time is it where you're at? Let me know. Are you watching this super late? Is it like me, just the middle of the day, early evening, is it wee hours in the morning? Have you lost sleep because of this match? I appreciate you joining me at the last minute. It's always nice to have someone else here with me as I'm just kind of talking to myself. Let's see, 9:35 a.m., 9:35 p.m. Ooh, 12 hours exactly. 12:05 in the afternoon. Oh, it's nice little perfect time of the day. 9:35 p.m., 8:35 p.m. in New York City. Ooh, welcome, New York. Welcome to you. Thanks for joining me from New York. That's awesome. I don't know why I get so excited about that, but I do. How do you not get excited about New York? How long have you been in New York for? Your whole life? Little portion of time? Inquiring minds want to know. 7:05 a.m. in Delhi. Yeah, Alicia Keys, exactly. I was singing that same song, not going to lie. Almost got this thumbnail done, believe it or not. Should see it update on your side in a minute or so. Just the one run from that over. 56 runs needed. How many more overs until break? I don't want them to go to break. I want them to finish this up. All right. I am ready to be back, my friends. I am here, ready to join you. Root going to make his 100. 14 years in New York City from Jamaica. How often do you get back home? Joe Root's going to get his 100, huh? Got a century in the first over. Or the first inning. The first over. Could you imagine that? 100 runs in one over? Impossible. 100 runs in the first innings. I like Zach Crawley. Oh, Joe Root's done. Who says getting a century? Who said he's getting a century? He's done. Wagner gets another wicket. Oh my gosh, this has got very interesting. Now you got the tail end coming in. Oh my goodness gracious. What was he doing? You're being so patient. You're building a beautiful innings, and the nervous 90s got you. This is now a new game. Oh, Neil Wagner's pumped up, and why shouldn't he be? He just turned this into a match, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my gosh. Drinks break, not tea. Drinks break. Oh, my goodness. Okay, there's my thumbnail I created just on the spot there. You guys can't see it, but if you go in and out, you can see it. Yeah, back-to-back shots. This test match has gotten interesting. This is crazy. My mouse has decided to freeze on me for a second. This is insane. You got Ben Folks, who I get it. He's not, I mean, he's on the tail end, but he's not a bowler. You got Stuart Broad coming in. Jack Leach, James Anderson. Oh, my word. They still need 56 runs. That was the old football number in high school for yours truly. 56. Is that a bad omen for me? Or is that a good omen? This is insane. I can't believe this. This is nuts. Why? Indeed. We're definitely going to be following it. We'll definitely try to stream some. When does the women's IPL start? And Gabe and I were talking about this. Does the men's IPL start in March? I mean, it's got to be starting pretty soon. I cannot believe this. England declared, bowled out New Zealand well enough to where they go to the follow-on. And New Zealand has literally flipped the match since then. This is atrocious if you are someone rooting for England. And Stuart Broad takes a horrible shot, but it bounces in front for a run. My word. So it looks like the IPL will start March 31st. That's like right in line for the baseball season. And you're telling me the women's IPL is the 4th of next month. So next week. This week on Saturday. Time to take off the hat? How dare you? I got to bring Jack in. I got to hear about this match. And if I'm just crazy or this just happens all the time in tests. I thought that was going to be a wicket. This is anybody's match right now. It truly is. All right, Jack, I sent it to you. I cannot believe this match. 55 needing to win. You got Folks on strike. No runs for 7 balls. And you got Stuart Broad out there. Yeah, Joe Root knew it right away. He threw his bat down right away. He knew it. Bracewell, he definitely braced himself very well for that catch. Well, yeah, it's going to be more interesting, but oh, was that a drop? I mean, popcorn here. Was that a drop? Oh, my goodness. England needs 54 runs. Thank you, Renell. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Wanted to jump on here real quick. Gosh, these horrible shots. They need 53 now. With every run, they get closer to bringing that momentum back. Let's get a banner going just for how many runs they need. 53 runs needed. Thank you, everyone that's joined us so far. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. 53 runs needed. Jack, let me fix this for you. I'm going to switch my audio from my phone to you, so just give me 1 second, but go ahead and
hello, everyone.
say hello to the people.
Hope everyone's well. Here for some test match cricket. England, New Zealand coming down to the wire in Wellington at the Basin Reserve. Well, can New Zealand become the first team to beat England for a long time? Test cricket hasn't happened to them of late, but we're in for an exciting finish.
Yeah, this
Here
is
in, New Zealand.
This is insane.
It is. I think it always is insane when England's playing, Nick, at the way they're going at the moment. Fast forward mode. Yeah, but they're making Test cricket entertaining again, that's for sure. And this is entertaining.
What do you think of this match? I mean, the way it started, didn't it seem like, it was just going to be a foregone conclusion. This is going to be an easy match, another easy win for England. What do you think was the difference in the mindset? Because New Zealand comes out, they don't lose a wicket in their second innings until run 149 is scored. Like, what do you think was the difference in their mindset? Like, did they say something? Was it just a better day, better weather?
I think the pitch got a little bit better to bat on. I think it just flattened out a bit.
Okay.
And they were able to cash in on that. And they batted well. They could have batted on today if they were still batting, to try and save the game or try and set something up. But no, I think it just came down to the pitch just flattening out, becoming a bit easier to bat on, and wickets were hard to come by for England. You also got to remember, Nick, when you follow on, as England did, because there was a bit of weather around in this test match. So a lot of people had a debate about, is Stokes going to enforce the follow on? I knew straight away he was going to enforce it no matter what, because that's just the way he is playing at the moment. That's just England's mindset. They'll just, look for the option to win the game. And that's good. You want that. And he's doing that, Stokes. But it does tire your bowlers out. So they got a little bit tired. That's understandable when you bowled, 100-odd overs straight after following on. So, but it makes the game interesting now. And New Zealand are fighters. We know that, Nick. They'll keep fighting. They won't give up. And they've gone through a little bit of a difficult period in Test match cricket of late. But they're playing at home.
Doesn't it seem like, sorry to interrupt you, doesn't it seem like they just flipped a switch, though? I mean, the pitch and this and that, yes, the tired bowlers, but we've seen teams get followed on, and it's almost, I don't know if it's more of a mental, like a depression that you go in, like, oh, we're being followed on, we suck, right? That mindset. I never thought about the bowlers being more tired out. I wonder how that feels like. And Ben Stokes, he bowls as well, but not as much as the other bowlers. I wonder how he's like, sorry, guys, I need you to, to pack it in today and go back out there. I just seem like they flipped the switch. That's all I'm trying. It's just crazy.
Yeah, that's right. They believe New Zealand that they can win. And they've set a good target of, what was it, 250 or something like that. So that's a pretty good last innings target to set. So they believe that they can get these last 3 wickets with only 48 runs to defend. And they can definitely do that. You just have to believe it's in Test match cricket. Things can happen quickly, as we've seen in the recent India and Australia series.
Oh, man.
Yes. But that happens, but that's Test cricket. That things happen quickly. One ball changes the outcome of the match or the situation. So
it still seems to me, and this might just be like something that I noticed, but I don't pay attention to every single New Zealand match, especially Test match. But it just seems to me, without doing the numbers, that New Zealand goes as Kane Williamson goes. Okay. And Kane Williamson, I would say, just from what I've noticed, has had some not the best performances peppered throughout in the last year. But when he is doing well, the team kind of rallies around it. And I know that's easy to say, like, oh, of course, you get a century, your team's going to rally around. Joe Root almost got a century, and the team's at 210 right now. So it's not always that way. It just seems like even though he's not the captain, he still has the guys behind him. And it's almost like they get pumped up seeing what he can do. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, they do. Yeah, that's exactly right. And he's now New Zealand's leading run scorer in Test cricket. Going past Ross Taylor to get that record outright. And he deserves it. It was a good century. It was an important century for New Zealand. He needed to score that for them to set England a reasonable sized target to defend. The problem is when you're following on, you get bowled out cheaply. You only set them like a under 100 run target or something like that. So pretty much the game's done. So they've given themselves a chance, New Zealand, and they'll believe, that's for sure. And
what about this comment here from Turning Point? Only 3 times in history has a team won after getting followed on.
Yep.
If this was to happen today, if New Zealand was just to shut the door, which they very well could, even though England is with those horrible shots, I mean, they're going to lose their wickets. That's like 4 in a row after the last dismissal that we've seen that horrible, like, tomahawk shot that has not cost them. But if they are able to get these last 3 wickets, you're talking about another thing that I've seen in my short cricket watching career that just does not happen too often.
No, it doesn't. But it's going to be interesting to see how this game unfolds. But it's not easy coming back after following on and trying to win a game. India did that in 2001 in Kolkata, that famous Test match where Dravid and Laxman took Australia to shreds. In that partnership, they won that game. England won from following on. 1981, Headingley. Ian Botham scored a century, and Bob Willis, the late great Bob Willis, took 8 wickets. And Australia were bowled out, and they won that match after following on. So it can be done. But you usually back the side who's enforced to follow on, because it's just so much pressure. Following on, you get bowled out for a low score in the first innings, and then you got to come out again. And maybe I was just a little bit relieved that India didn't force to follow on in that first test.
Yeah, I was thinking it might happen too. These are some quite lucky shots. I'm not going to lie, where they're landing. Oh, they're going to take 2 runs. They get in there safely. So now they need 44 runs. And like I was saying before Jack came on, every run that England scores, they get the momentum closer to their side. I mean, just for the last 37 minutes I've been on, the momentum's been going like this. I mean, you had Joe Root settled, established, and Ben Stokes getting there. He's 33 runs. He's probably already there. And they both lose their wickets very cheaply with shots that I would try to take in my very first cricket match ever. And you have a whole new ball game here.
Yeah, it's definitely coming a lot tighter, this match. And with every run that England score, get that deficit down. It's now 43.
Oh, there you go. Is this Stuart Broad's version of baseball? I mean, is that what he's doing right now? He's just like swinging at everything.
Pretty much.
He's drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, pretty much. I think they nicknamed him the Nighthawk or something. Sort of like a night watchman, different name they're using.
Yeah, I like it.
The Nighthawk.
It would seem that way now, Turning Point. It would seem like they have enough momentum at this point, but if you get, and Folks isn't doing anything, but if you get Folks or Stuart Broad's wicket right now, then all of a sudden you get nervous again.
Yes, and then New Zealand will only need 2 wickets to win with 40-odd runs. So New Zealand, they just keep doing what they've been doing. Don't panic. Just be patient.
Right behind him.
They'll make a mistake. They'll create some opportunities, England. That's what they will do playing in this fashion. Playing more shots, they're creating more opportunities for wickets, which can be their downfall, but that's just the sort of the method they're going in with at the moment. And it's been quite successful, so I don't blame them for playing this way. But no, it's been a pretty good test match and a good series from England thus far. For New Zealand, what can they do? They've still got an opportunity. 3 more wickets. We could be in for an exciting finish.
Absolutely. Ben Folks, he is such a mystery to me because here's a guy that every time I watch him bat, he doesn't score anything. He just looks like he's completely lost out there. But you look at his numbers, he only has, I think, less than 20 matches under his belt. Yeah, 19 matches. He already has 4 50s and 2 centuries in those 19 matches with an average of 33, a strike rate close to 50. I don't understand that because I only see him get like less than 10 every single time. He's definitely hit or miss is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Feast or famine. Have y'all heard Isle of Man versus Spain? Spain bowled them out for 10 runs. Wow. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There goes Stuart Broad.
Yep.
And now the momentum shifts again. 2 wickets needed. Oh my goodness. Okay, I gotta
add. He tried to glide that over third man's head, and in the end, he just found him. He just hit it straight down his throat as Jack Leach walks out. Who can bash a little bit
dangerously on every ball. That was just put the bat down for crying out loud.
I think many England fans would be saying, "Yeah, we understand the positive intent with baseball or whatever, but." You know, you got to be smart about it as well. And that wasn't a good shot from Broad. You should know that third man is back on the rope, and he was, but he just didn't hit it hard enough and didn't get I can't even say the word. Didn't quite get it high enough. That's just how England play. They play on the edge, and they want to be aggressive. They want to be positive.
But you can't, Jack, you can't be aggressive when you still have a session to go after this.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I'm trying to say. Is that
yes, you just need 40 runs.
You just need to be smart about it. Be a little bit smart about it.
Being stupid. Are they going to drinks right now? Is this the end of the second session?
Nope. They're still going. And Leach will be on strike.
They're walking towards the pitch. Ben Stokes looks like he's already changed his clothes. They're not looking too hopeful out there. Oh my gosh, Rod, you're so tall. You don't. Someone's got to tell this guy. It's like in baseball. Like, don't chase that outside pitch. You're gonna miss it every time you're gonna strike out. When you're as tall as Stuart Broad, if you have to bring your hands over your head, just don't do it. Like, no good will come from it unless you're like an expert. I don't know, whatever, and you can just do a little ding.
Yeah, just sort of like the uppercut. Use the.
Like, how much? You're a cricket player yourself. how much control of the bat do you have when you're up here? I mean, do you feel like you're in a lot of control?
Well, not really, I think, because it depends how high the ball bounces. You know, if it bounces not very high, then, well, you're just going to hit it straight up in the air, and you're going to look like a, bit of an idiot. But yeah, certainly if it's a lot higher above your head, then you don't have much control of it. If it's around about chest height or something like that, if the ball bounces near chest height and you can play the pull shot, you have control. But if it's up here, like Stuart Broad's a tall player. Tall players don't play the short ball very well. Short players do because they're short and they can get underneath the ball. Whereas tall players, you have to sort of reach it and it becomes a little bit difficult to control. So, but yeah, that shot from Stuart Broad, not really a good shot. Just work it in the gaps and just get the singles. Because if you get the singles, get ones and twos, you're going to get there. We have 2 sessions, a session to go after this.
What is his Instagram? Are you referring to Jack? Jack, do you have an Instagram?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Dibbly Dobbly Podcast is on Instagram. That's on our YouTube channel, the link to that.
There you go.
And if you go to our YouTube channel and go into our links in our description, it's usually the top one on the list there. But yeah, we're on Instagram, so give us a follow.
This is just crazy to me. Oh my
gosh. This is just how they're playing, Nick. They're going to keep going. They're going to keep going like this. They're not going to, sit back and just do that because that's not Ben Stokes' mantra. His mantra is to go out there, keep being aggressive, play your shots. We're not going to back down. And it's worked for England. It's given them great success. So
we got the moderator Renell in the chat hooking up for the Dibbly Dobbly podcast. How many subscribers are you away, Jack? I saw your post on the community page. Are you still 8 away?
When I posted that, we were 7 away, and then we're back to 9.
Oh,
so
come
it changed
on,
quickly. I was like, no, we've just gotten out and we've lost some wickets. We just need 9 runs, everyone. I just need 9 runs to bring up the 600, raise the bat.
You just went out down like Stuart Broad. Oh, man. This is insane.
Yeah, it's
Zach Leach. Zach Leach on strike. Folks has got 2 runs on 14 balls.
Every time I see Jack Leach, reminds me of that innings at Headingley when he got that one miserly run, and Ben Stokes did all the damage. Oh.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? We were watching what was it? The Ben Stokes video, and I was like, Did Jack Leach do anything?
Yeah, he scored 1 run. That's it.
Every time you saw Ben Stokes get a boundary, there's Jack Leach 0.
Yeah.
0.
Mm-hmm.
Got Andrew Cook in chat. England try to grab defeat from the jaws of victory. Absolutely. That's exactly what it is.
You never know. They could win this game by a wicket. That's been done before in Test cricket.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't have a tie because there's still a 3rd session, but you can have some craziness go on.
Yeah, they can definitely win by a wicket, or
they could lose by a run.
They could. That has happened before.
I mean, you would have both teams at very low 200 scores in one innings and 400 plus runs in the other innings, flip-flopped. Yeah. You've had England declare, which this is going to bring on the conversation now, Jack. They declared too early, obviously. It's not like they had 9 wickets down. They had 8 wickets down. I get it. You had probably Leach and Anderson there at strike, or whoever you had. Maybe it was Broad. But the conversation being, when it's the first innings and you choose to declare, is it too early? I would say yes. Just who cares about, we don't want to lose 10 wickets. Who cares about that nonsense? Go out there and squeak out every run you can. Because if you lose by less than 5 runs, and there's another one, so they need 42 runs.
Yeah.
I don't know, but they definitely have made it much more difficult. I honestly was going to stream on the second day because I thought it wasn't going to last much longer.
Yeah. I think the reason why they declared the way they did, Nick, is because they did that in Pakistan as well. They scored quickly. So by scoring quickly, you give yourself more opportunity to win the match. That's what England are doing with this way of playing Test cricket now, with baseball. I know people don't like that term, but it's the only way to describe it, I think. They want to score quickly. They want to give themselves more time to win. And as I said, this Test match had rain as well, so they were on and off. So they had delays. So that's why they declared when they did, to give them an opportunity to win the game, which is the right thing to go about it. That's why they enforced the follow-on. That's why they declared when they did. And now they find themselves two wickets from losing this Test match with only 43 runs required. So they're giving themselves a chance to win either way. And for New Zealand, they've definitely come back well after a tough series for them, especially in the first Test.
They're not even taking runs at this point. You still need 43. I get you don't want Leach anywhere near that strike, but they haven't taken the last 2 runs that were there. He hit that close to the boundary. The fielder got it, and he didn't even run.
Yeah. Well, he's doing, in a way.
What are they doing?
He's doing the normal thing here, folks. He's the most prolific batter out of the 2. So he's harboring the strike. And that's what you do, is that you don't run. You take a single off the last 2 balls so you can get the strike back, and you only give 1 ball to Leach or a couple to survive, and then you go from there. So they've got plenty of time. This is only the second session. There's still 1 more to go. So folks is saying, right, I've got to be here until the end, which is what I need to do. Because if I'm not here, we've got number 10 and 11 here. Are they going to score us 42 runs? Probably not. So it's up to him to get the runs for England now. And Leach, it's up to him to do a Headingley type performance like he did with Ben Stokes a few years
folks,
ago.
He's really lighting up the scoreboard with his 3 runs right now.
But he's playing the game situation. He's doing the right thing.
Okay, but why take that single then? I mean,
because it was the last 2 balls of the over. So he took the single on the 3rd ball. So he'd give Leach 2 balls to negotiate. So do you sort of understand what he's trying to do, Nick? So when you're the senior batter or the most experienced batter,
no, I get the idea, but when you're down by 40 plus, I just don't. I don't agree with. I understand it, but I don't agree with it.
That's what he's doing.
If you can't trust Jack Leach to get a few runs and not lose his wicket, he's not valuable to me at all as a bowler if he can't do anything with the bat.
Well, he's got a Test 90 odd against Ireland at Lords in 2019. Jack Leach opening the batting. I think he did in that innings.
This is not Ireland right now.
But no, he can hold the stick a little bit. But no, what Ben Folkes is doing is he's doing the right thing. He needs to be there to the end if England are going to win this game. And he knows that. So he's doing the right thing. He's not taking the singles when they're on there. Yes, you would like to take the singles, but he's just thinking about, okay, how many balls I'll give to Leach to negotiate so he doesn't feel pressured himself. And I'll do the rest and try and get them over the line.
I don't feel good about this one. If Jack Leach is a lame duck, and you got to rely on Ben Folkes, I don't feel too good. We got 24 in the chat. Everyone, please do me a favor. Hit that like button It's really simple. It's right below my stinking face. Hit that like button, that thumbs up, and we would really appreciate it. Let's try to get some more people here in this chat to finish this crazy match. 42 runs needed for England, or 2 wickets needed for New Zealand to get this win. What's up, Raj? Thanks for joining us. You're watching either an epic collapse, maybe not epic, but you're watching a collapse here by England, or you're watching an ugly victory in the making. I mean, you're talking about that plane has crash landed on the runway. Both of its, what do they call that? The wheels, they call it something. Both those are broken off. I mean, they're skidding. There's sparks flying everywhere, and we just don't know how the people are going to survive this one.
Well, all three, well, 2 results are possible. It's not going to be a draw. We can rule that out. It's either going to be a win for New Zealand or England, or a draw. Or a tie, I should say. That's not out of the question, but the odds of that happening are slim. There's only been 2 ties in Test match cricket, and both of them involved Australia. Australia and the West Indies in 61 in Brisbane, and 1986, India and Australia in Chennai, which doesn't get talked about, that tie. Mainly people talk about the tie in 1960-61 against the West Indies and Australia, Nick. Not so much India and Australia, that tie in 1986. But that's the second time that's happened.
It's a shame. It's definitely a shame. You got to give
quite a dramatic finish. It was the one where Dean Jones scored 200 in extreme heat.
Oh, okay.
In that.
I do remember that.
Yes.
Yeah. They, it's. I think that India and Australia need to get more attention. They don't get enough attention in cricket at all. Sarcasm.
They do get a lot.
Yes. There's one glaring hole with this England team right here, and I think if they lose this match, it's going to rear its ugly head, and everyone knows it. We're all thinking it. Where in the world is Chris Wokes at? I mean, how do you not have a guy that can get a 50 in his sleep? I think the itinerary for like the flight, it said Wokes, but they read it as folks. Maybe Ben Stokes a little dyslexic. I'm not sure. And so, I mean, you had Chris Wokes out there, this would be no problem. But you don't, and this is what happens. Now you're paying. I'm pretty sure that's what's on Ben Stokes' mind right now is, man, we should have got Chris Wokes. What was I thinking? That's what I would be thinking.
Yeah, he hasn't played a test match for a while, Chris Wokes. He's been injured, obviously, and I think he's played a few one-days and obviously was part of the T20 World Cup squad that won last year in Australia. So it'd be interesting to see what his prospects are in test cricket going forward. We may see him for the Ashes. We never know.
Nope. Stop. Get out of here with that. See, this is the problem. Like, the whole world is very jealous of Captain England. Okay? They really are. They're jealous of the looks, of the skill, and the attention he gets here on Cricket for Americans. People are jealous. And I've been jealous before of different teams or players. I don't even want to see them. But you can't deny the skill. I mean, he might be cricket's answer to Tom Brady or Michael Jordan. He's that good. But he doesn't get a chance. It's just a shame. Okay, folks, you got to get a run here to rotate the strike. And the fielding was too good by King Williamson. Jeez Louise. He's got like Velcro on his hands or something. Nope. Now your worst nightmare comes. Oh, actually, no. Never mind. That was the end of the over. This is the next over. Okay. They're good. Not their worst nightmare. I thought they're going to have Leach start the next over. So they got what they wanted. Here's folks. Second ball of the over by Wagner. Wagner's gotten the last 2 wickets. No, 2 of the last 3 wickets with Root and Stokes. And there's a boundary. Oh, folks, breathes life into the England team. Folks, was just inspired by me talking about Chris Wokes. He did his best Chris Wokes impression right there and got a boundary. If you can see his mouth moving after that boundary, he says, "That's for you, Chris." That's what I saw.
Well, I think he's in the one-day squad, which is over in Bangladesh, Nick, Chris Wokes, because I believe that starts tomorrow. So that's just the way the international calendar is. You have a test series, and then you have a one-day. So I think he's over there.
I mean, do you keep your prize stallion in the stable? I wouldn't. If you had Seabiscuit out there, you're not going to let him run the race? I would. War Admiral, anyone? I mean, this is the Kentucky Derby right here. This is Tess. You're not going to have your prize stallion out there? Come on. Not very smart. Raj is falling asleep. Renell somehow Renell, as I try to bring Chris Wokes in the conversation, she's talking about super overs and tests. I'm not sure how she's able to pull that one off.
No, I'm not sure.
We have some sessions happening today, and that is not a boundary. He did take the run, though. He finally took my advice. But according to Jack, that was the fourth ball, and that's the rule. So it proves once again that Jack is right, and I'm still correct as well.
No, you're learning, Nick. You're learning these things. But that's just how you go about it, batting with the tail. I've been there myself. Your partner says, right, okay, you just get in behind it and see him off, and then I'll do the rest.
If it was me, I would just say, how about we just win the game? How about that? That would be my strategy. Oh.
Well, we wouldn't. Well, when I came into that situation, we were 9 down, Nick, so I was batting at number 11, so I needed to get in behind it and not get out. Now we lost by a run.
Oh,
I didn't get out, but my partner did.
Exactly. If you would have just said, you know what, I think I'll just win instead, you would have been good.
Maybe my batting's on par with Glenn McGrath. He wasn't a handy batter himself, Glenn McGrath. Wonderful bowler. No
wonder he got so angry when he would get a wicket.
Yes, I saw that. Yes,
yeah, that was disrespectful, don't you think?
Well, all bowlers are like that. They give a little bit of a send off.
He got right into his face and like, had he ever taken a wicket before? Was that his first one? Maybe that was his first wicket he took in tests.
No, Glenn McGrath debuted in 92, 93.
Exactly.
Against New Zealand. He did. So years
before
like
that. For the World Cup or something? Was that the World Cup match I was watching?
Well, that series, Nick, that you reacted to, Sachin and McGrath, that was in 99, 2000 in Australia. So that was years after Glenn McGrath debuted. And I believe it was at the MCG, I think, looking at the background of the stadium, I think it was the MCG. In those days, quite different now.
Raj, why do you hate Chris Wokes? What has he done to you? Ratchet, no, this is it. It's a 2-match series. 2 test match series, I should say. Like Jack said, the ODIs are coming up, I believe.
Not in New Zealand, in Bangladesh. They're playing, England's playing Bangladesh tomorrow in an ODI series. So,
no rest for the weary.
Well, that's the international calendar. The test side plays a test series, and then you have the ODI side playing on the other side of the world tomorrow. That's just the way the international calendar is at the moment.
What's up, Scatology? Appreciate you. Jobby is his name. And, all right, New Zealand fans, brace yourself, because the guy that braced himself the best, he's bowling right now. That's right. Your favorite, Bracewell. He's not braced himself very well for the wicket count because he's got 0 so far. He's got folks at strike.
He's been expensive. He's conceded 68 runs.
Yeah, he's like that house at Halloween, just giving out more can than he needs to. Very generous.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't want to concede 100 runs. There's a bowler that's often
fuck.
referred to as the sidecar, Nick. If you concede 100 runs, you often say, oh, you don't want to get the dreaded sidecar. You don't want to get an extra passenger on your bowling analysis. That's why they call it the sidecar.
That's not how they drew it up, huh?
No.
There's folks just letting singles go like they are of no interest to them. Oh, let's see where that ball goes. It won't be a boundary, so they're going to have to only take 2. He's not interested in high numbers. If you saw the way he was dismissed in the previous innings, he wouldn't have too much confidence, but he's out there and he's leading the scoring here.
Yep, he's doing a good job. 12 for 30. They need 33 with 2 wickets in hand.
Then he rotates the strike here. So, okay.
2 good balls.
Explain to me this, Jack. So, what is the biggest difference between 3 balls left in the over and 2? When there's only 2 left, then you can run and – I mean, is it really – I'm down by like 30 runs. Maybe I don't have a test mindset. Like, is it really that big of a difference when there's only 2 balls left and 3? Come on.
Well, some batters take a single on the 3rd ball. You have that conversation with the tail ender that you're batting with. Like, folks will have a conversation with Leach and say, are you comfortable against this bowler? Or you're not comfortable against this bowler? Okay, I'll take most of it. But, if there's a single there, we got to run. And, I can't do this on my own. So you got to support me. So it doesn't really matter, but excuse me. You usually want to give less to the tail ender. If they're not Jack Leach can hold the bat a little bit. He's got a test 90 odd and he can score runs. But if you're batting with a tail ender that's not quite accomplished as a batter, then that's what you will do. You'll say, right, I'll give you 2 balls or 1 ball to negotiate, and then I'll do the rest at the other end. So it depends what sort of ability they have with the bat as well. But it doesn't really matter. You just got to be smart about it and make sure, okay, I'll take most of the over and I'll give you a couple or 3 balls to defend at the other end so we can stay in, be a partnership, and we can get these runs, because we can get these runs and England can. They can believe they can get these runs, even though with 2 wickets down. They can believe. But for New Zealand, it's just 2 good balls. If they can do that, they win this match. But it's still game on.
Okay, so my prediction for the next 3 balls is Leach will hit it right before the boundary, but he won't even bother running. So you'll have 3 dots here. I don't think we're going to see Bracewell again because that was quite an atrocious over. If it wasn't for folks being afraid of running, he would have given up more runs. First ball, prediction rung true. Where's Gabe? He is at his other job right now. He's, as Willie Nelson would say, on the road again. Willie Nelson, I can't believe that guy is hitting 90 years old. There was a poster here in Las Vegas for his a concert to celebrate his 90th birthday. The guy just won a Grammy for crying out loud this past, like a month ago. Has been around
still
forever.
Going strong, still pumping out those records.
I think he wears the same headband, too, for the last 50 years. So the question is, the people want to know, it's a very important question here, Jack. What is your style of music? Because I'm introducing Gabe to some rock music on our other channel.
Yeah.
What really, gets you going? What are you a headbanger, heavy metal fan?
Yo, yeah, that was
nice boundary.
Just
ouch.
I think he got a hand to it there.
He didn't brace himself. What do I say all the time? You got to brace yourself for the catch.
He did
How
well.
in the
He did
world
really get a hand on that, but
he did not brace himself well.
no,
He's got
he
2
didn't.
glasses. Why has he got 2 glasses? One for one run and one for the extra one he's going to give up?
No, I think it's
Now, I don't think that was an easy catch.
no, it wasn't. He did well to get a hand on that, get one hand stretched and diving backwards. They either stick or they don't. Those, yeah, it will go down as a chance in the end, but as we just have a look at the replay, yeah, he went back and just stuck it out and nearly there.
He had no chance.
My style of music, Nick, to answer your question.
Yes.
I like all sorts. I like the old style of music, back in the day and that. And I kind of like the old songs. I like Queen.
Nice.
Obviously, people of my generation used to the techno sort of music, sort of upbeat. I kind of like that. So all sorts of musics from all genres, really. I like AC/DC a little bit. But mainly my favorite band, probably Queen. I like their songs. Like We Are the Champions. That's probably my favorite song to listen to.
Well, I'm sure being an Australia fan, you get to play that a lot, you punk.
Well, yeah, we just won another T20 World Cup in the women's game, and that was a good final.
I was surprised to find out that there's no other teams they play against in the women's international game. It's just Australia because they have no competition. They dominate, ladies and gentlemen.
They do, and they are a strong team, and they have been for a very long time. And it's not a surprise that they've won 3 women's T20 World Cups in a row. Yeah, very dominant, and hopefully probably going to win another Ashes series later on this year in England, because the women's Ashes will be on as well as the men's.
I'm surprised you didn't mention, a Burt Bacharach as your favorite artist.
Oh, didn't he pass away recently?
Did he really?
He did. I saw that on the news. He passed away.
Some easy listening music. I like some of his songs. I'm not going to lie. Most of it was introduced from movies like Austin Powers. Where
I was going to say that. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Burt Bacharach.
It's so random in a movie.
Just so random on top of the bus, and he's just playing the piano.
Costello. Yes.
Oh, Austin Powers.
And I don't even think Burt Bacharach, he might have wrote that song, but I don't think he initially recorded that song. I think it was a female singer. He may have wrote it, but he had some good songs. I mean, they're different style of music.
Well, speaking of movies, he was on TV the other day, and I was watching it. Back to the Future #1.
Oh, legendary!
It's a classic.
Absolutely.
Oh, that part where Marty sees his father in his bedroom, and he's like, "I'm Darth Vader," and his ears beat. Marty, Darth Vader visited me, and I got to ask Lorraine out.
Or he'd melt my brain.
Or he'd melt my brains. Okay, we'll keep that to ourselves, George.
Yeah. Hey, I'll keep them brain melting.
Oh, yeah. That yet. When he's playing the guitar and the rock and roll.
And he's asking Marty for advice about talking to girls. He's like, man, it's a surprise I was even born. He's like, what? Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's absolute gold. I love that movie. You're telling me that my mom's got the hots for me? Oh, that's so twisted.
Yeah. Nah, it's a good movie. #1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, I like them all. I love the end of the second one. I mean, the whole movie's fine, but the end of the second one, they set up so epic where the guy, Western Union, is like, kid, can I help you? There's only one man that can help me. And then you see Dr. Brown hanging, like a crazy scientist. It's so awesome.
Oh, yeah.
We got some comments here in the chat as Ben Folks likes to hit the ball but not run. We got Ross saying he's not a big metal rock music fan. 3 words for you. How dare you? We have Renell saying the same thing. Okay, you're dead to me. We got, just kidding. Jihan here saying, hey, Jack, watched the whole interview with Richard Harrison. Really enjoyed it. Only thing I would disagree with was his views on DRS. Ooh, hot take.
Jihan, glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, it was a great chat that I spoke with Richard, who wrote a book about his umpiring experiences in England and Australia. And he's an author. He's written other books as well. He's written another book on the go at the moment, learning Italian late in life, he said. So he's going to go over to Italy for 6 months to learn about that.
Nice.
But yes, part 1, 2, 3, and 4 are out. We spoke for nearly 3 hours, so I had to put into 4 parts because it would have been a long episode if it was just the one. But glad you enjoyed it, Jihan. I know you did. Yes. Yeah, when we talked about DRS, he doesn't like the whole DRS thing, really.
Oh, no. Don't get me started.
No, he said, if you listen to the interview, Nick, he said, no, I don't really like it that much because it's sort of taking something away from the game, the theatre, he said. Because initially, in the old days, the umpire would, like Steve Buckner or Rudy Kurtzen, they'll give them time to raise the finger and, create that theatre. That's what he was saying. Or, Dennis Lilly appealing for LBW, and he's just waiting for the umpire to raise his finger, and the whole crowd are waiting for that decision. So, that's what we talked about. We talked about a whole range of topics, umpiring, because he's an umpire, I'm an umpire. So we talked about that. We talked about women's cricket because he's passionate about women's cricket. He's umpired some of the best women cricketers in Australia, Nick, like Meg Lanning, as an example, the Australian captain. Seen her up front. And also we spoke about the history and tradition of the game. We talked about volunteering within cricket, giving back, becoming an umpire or a scorer or a groundsman. And we talked some funny stories as well. So, glad you enjoyed it, Jihan. I enjoyed it as well, and I hope everyone enjoyed it.
Watch your
It's probably one of my favorite chats that I've done on the podcast thus far.
If he is an umpire or a retired umpire, the question I really want to know is how many hours of therapy has he taken, knowing that he's made probably thousands of bad calls and people have had to deal with it.
We talked about that, Nick. We talked about that. He said, well, when I made a mistake, it burned. It does. It burns. He said, I couldn't sleep for weeks. Just stewing over that decision.
More like it.
You do. That's what happens. Even I do that as well. So,
is it asking too much to get a written apology? Another boundary by folks. He's really channeled in his inner Chris Wokes 100% now. He has earned that OAKES. Someone asking about Linkin Park. I love Linkin Park. Absolutely, they're a rock band. They are, especially when it came out, a unique rock band where they fused the rap and the DJ and all that kind of Mr. Han and all that kind of stuff in there, mixed it and fused it together. You had 2 singers. I mean, that's not the first time it's ever been done, obviously, but very unique. And I am an absolutely huge Linkin Park fan. I can still remember, I tell this story all the time to different people, even though they don't care. I remember hearing the very first song that was released, One Step Closer. It was on MTV early morning before school that day. And I had to get that CD. Didn't have a lot of money, but I scrounged up $10, went to Target, got it for $10, and I've loved them ever since. And very, very sad what happened to Chester, but absolutely love the music, and I'm glad that you like it. Absolutely. Absolutely. The question is, because Gabe, I'm introducing him to all these songs. There's a wide, all these rock songs that he wasn't aware of, and I'm introducing him to different artists, some of which we haven't put on the channel, so I won't say anything like that in case you're watching those on Boring Reviews. That he asked me, like, oh, are these guys even somewhat famous, or are they more obscure? And they're absolutely famous in the rock community. The question is, if you don't like rock, how much have you tried? That's the question. Maybe you've tried a whole bunch. Maybe you tried hundreds of different songs and it's just not your thing. And that's okay. Numb's a great song. Great test match. This is a crazy test match. Absolutely. Oh, there's that tomahawk shot. And folks decided to run that time. They need 14. So once again, the momentum has shifted. It's gone back and forth during this session. And if they even think about going to T with 14 runs left, I'm going to lose my mind. This match is almost over. First album I ever bought was Californication. Sorry. Absolutely. And the second was Hybrid Theory. Absolutely two legendary albums. Go ahead, Jack.
We'll definitely play out this second session. We won't be going to the third session because the result's possible now. So the umpires will come together and say, okay, the result will be achieved, so we will play on. Because they only need 14 runs, and there's no point really just having a tea break for nothing if you only need 14 runs. So the umpires will use their common sense, which is the unwritten law in cricket, Nick. Common sense. Law number 43, as Richard said in our interview, common sense, and he's right.
Is there a part of that common sense law that does not apply to wickets?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I can't help myself. No, I'll back off now. Yeah, you got another umpire here. Jobby in the chat.
Yes, we need more people umpiring. That's what me and Richard were trying to promote in our chat that we did.
You know, I would umpire, but I don't want to make the umpires feel bad about how easy it is to get it right, you know?
Oh, come on, Nick.
I said that was my last one. I lied.
Just because you outdid Gabe in the simulations.
Yeah, that was I needed a handicap because he was a little too easy to beat.
Well, I don't think Gabe will probably use one of those umpiring techniques about selling the decision, which is take your time. He'll just put the finger up straight away. That's not what you meant to do.
Absolutely.
He'll be like, oh, that's out. It was an inside edge. He hit the cover off the ball onto his bat. Gabe's like, he's out. He's gone. No, that's 4 runs. The ball hasn't crossed the boundary. That's 4 runs. That's no.
No, the guy would hit the ball. It would go over the boundary, and he would be like, "What do you mean? How do I lose my wit?" Don't argue. Nope. You just lost your game check. Have a seat.
Yeah.
Has he heard the Beatles? I would assume. No, you know what happens when you assume. But I would assume he has. If he hasn't, then we'll definitely check it out. Zeppelin's a great idea. I'm guessing that's what you meant right there. Cream. Wow. Okay, that may not happen as soon as others. But we got some exciting ones. I love rock music. I love the oldies. Jack mentioned some that I really enjoy as well. But I really want to get him into some heavy metal because I just think it's like fun when anyone listens to it for the first time and actually enjoys it.
Yeah.
Because other people, they listen to it for the first time, they think like you need therapy. Like this is what you listen to by choice. But eventually we'll get around. One of my favorites of all time, as already mentioned, is Red Hot Chili Peppers. That's probably my top 3 favorite bands of all time. And they're so fun because they got like that kind of like that funk rock style to them. And it's not really even singing for Anthony Kiedis, the lead singer. It's more just like talking in a melodic way. And I absolutely, it just works fantastically for them. But they have several albums that just haven't landed. They just aren't very good. And they have others that are just legendary. So it's interesting to find out what they're going to do. And stuff like that I want to introduce Gabe to. I'm not sure how much of it he knows, how much he doesn't. But it's fun. It's always fun when you introduce something you really like to someone else. And sometimes they're like, hey, it's not too bad. $14 runs needed. Wide. 13 runs needed. Ooh, lucky number 13. I mean, if if anyone can sit there who's watching this and honestly think this match would not be over if Chris Wilkes was in there, you are lying to yourself. I mean, Jack Leach, if England wins this, you're talking about Headingley and this match, Jack Leach would have combined for one run. Like, how does he sleep at night? You're talking about your guest not being able to sleep at night. How does Jack Leach sleep at night? No, Jack is actually from he's from New York City.
No, I'm Australian. Through and through.
He prefers England cricket, though. I'm not gonna lie.
No way. No way.
Oh,
no.
I just ticked him off for the first time ever. Yes.
Well, we'll just see about that in the Ashes, Nick. Later on this year.
I can't wait. Jack, you have a sister, right?
Yes.
What would you rather do? Slap your sister in the face or root for England?
Well, I would probably go support England. If that's the case.
Yes! I knew it was a secret desire of yours. I knew the truth. They're trying to get two right here. And we do not promote violence here on CFA. It's a very tough question. And I was trying to get him, and he did not fall for it. 11 runs needed. Chris Wilkes would require Chris Jordan Boyne to get even a single run. Raj, if you look at the stats, you'll see Don Bradman 1, Chris Wilkes 2 on the all-time run scored lists as far as average goes. Okay? That is facts.
Well, they are closing in England.
They
Only
are,
11 runs,
indeed.
2 wickets in that. Oh, yes, Nick. Tomorrow, potentially on the podcast, which will be coming out, I'll be interviewing a special guest about the history of Lord's Cricket Ground and the MCC. He was the head of collection and heritage at the ground. So I'll be interviewing him tomorrow. That episode will be coming out in the next few days. I'll try my best, Nick, to try and get tickets for you at Lord's for the Ashes. But
yeah,
I'll give it a go. I got a friend from America. He's coming over to watch the test at Lord's. You got any spare tickets? But no, I'm really excited for that. And that's a part of our historical series. And we also have some cool guests that I've made some contact with. We've heard back from most of them to come on and have a chat about the history of the game in all parts of the world. So that's very exciting. So stay tuned for that. That's happening tomorrow. I'm interviewing our guest tomorrow. And that should be coming out in the next few days. If he does get back to me. But I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will. So
that's fantastic.
We'll be talking about, yeah, it is. We will be talking about all things, even the Ashes, Nick, even the Ashes urn, which is at the MCC in the museum. It's been there ever since it was kindly donated, not donated, but given as a gift to the MCC by the England captain who was presented with that urn in 1882-83, which was the Honourable Ivor Bligh, who was captain of England. When he passed, he gave the urn to the MCC, and they've kept it ever since. So we'll be talking about the Ashes, the history of that at Lord's, the ground's history, the MCC's history as well. So that's coming soon. That's very exciting. Can't wait. But I'll try my best, Nick. I'll try my best to try and, can you put me in the ticketing department? We got to try everything for our friend Nick.
Who do we got to contact? Absolutely.
I'll try.
Need to be at Lord's to see everyone in the England squad get a century against Australia.
Oh, let's hope that's not the case.
1,100 runs.
Well, I think Australia's highest total against England Lords was 700 and something like that, and that involved Don Bradman scoring 254 in 1930, which was a great series for the Don, who got 974 runs, which is a record for the most runs in a Test series. And he got 334 in that series as well.
He has a few 300s, Chris Woke does. At least 4 or 5 under his belt.
No, not Chris Wokes. I'm not sure what his highest first class score.
Chris Woke's average in Test is 97. So they say Donnie and the Wokes. It's a whole song. I'm just saying right now. 97 Test average for Chris Wokes.
Yeah.
Look it up. Jihan says, Jack, thoughts on third Test? Green and Stark are back. Nick is quaking. Ooh. Would you play 3 spinners or bring in Bolin or Lance Morris to knock over the tail?
I'll go with Green and Stark. They're fit. They're ready to go. Obviously, there's no Pat Cummins, obviously. And excuse me. And we wish Pat all the best, of course. He's going through some difficult times at the moment with his mother, who's gravely ill. So we wish him all the best. Our thoughts and prayers are with Pat. And at the end of the day, cricket's second, really. Family should always come first. I would think they'll go with Stark and Green. And they can choose either to play 3 spinners or not. And that will be the combination that Australia will take for the third Test. So we should wait and see what the selectors do. But I think Stark and Green will definitely come back into the 11 for the next Test.
Yes, I'm absolutely shaking. Yep. Tomorrow is day 1 of the third match. It's huge for India because if they can win the third match, and I'm saying if, I'm not going to be overconfident. If they win a third match, then they put themselves in that WTC final. It's huge for them, no matter what happens in the 4th match. And it should be a beautiful thing. We should see what happens. Don Antonio says, my name is no good. That's why I'm not getting tickets. Figures. Let's see. There's something else I saw that was interesting. Maybe I lost it. But yeah, it should be very, very exciting for this next match coming up. And Bumrah, he got some bad news. It's speculated that he may not be back for quite some time still, which is very unfortunate. Because if I'm not mistaken, I want to say he got injured in a match that really he didn't need to bowl in. And that's always the worst.
Yeah.
And so for anyone that cares about the IPL, oh no, did that hit the bat or that just hit the chest? Anyone that cares about the IPL, that hurts Mumbai's chances quite a bit to lose someone like Bumrah.
Yeah, it's never good when you have injuries, especially to these players like Bumrah and others. You want to see them playing, but that hasn't been the case, unfortunately, with him. So let's hope he recovers and gets back on the park.
So there's a review, a very unemphatic review by Southey, but it's the end of the match. Let's see. Does it hit? No, hits the chest. No glove, no bat involved. Got to use that review if it's even anywhere close.
Yeah.
Man.
Worth a challenge here, but I always think with DRS, I think players can definitely learn a lot from umpires here. Why has the umpire gave that not out? Well, as we can see on the replay, it clearly came off his chest, so nowhere near the gloves. So that's why teams tend to burn their reviews and not think things through. You just got to think like an umpire. Why did he give that not out? And that's what Australia went wrong in the second Test. They burnt all their reviews willy-nilly, to quote the 12th Man, which is an album here in Australia, Nick, someone who rights parodies and that of all the commentators back in the day in the game of cricket. That's one of his sayings, willy-nilly, that he used in one of his records. Yeah. So that's why I was quoting that. But yeah, it's important just to think it through when you go upstairs. Could be the difference between you burning a review or not. I just realized on ESPN Cricinfo, Nick, there's a new feature that you can have a look at the reviews, if they were successful or not by both teams, and by which umpire, which I didn't know until today, actually, when I was checking the scores for this test match.
Good. Full disclosure is what I like to see.
I think Gabe will be happy about that. You can have a look and see all the calls that have been overturned on review.
And I'm very interested how many umpires, I'm looking at you, Minin, that are on the elite status that have a high percentage of calls needing to be overturned, assuming the third umpire is not in the middle of eating his lunch, as was the case unconfirmed in the last match between India and Australia.
Yes, that was a controversial decision, but in the end.
And that's why the batters have to do the review, because when you ask yourself, why did the umpire give that out? The answer could be because they have no idea what they're doing. Oh, that is what broke the Dibbly Dobbly podcast. There's no way Jack Leach is scoring a run. Stop it. Oh, get there. Oh, man, running his heart out. Nice throw, but he was in there. 7 runs to win. Hold on to your baggy greens or baggy blues. I'm not sure if they call them baggy blues. I'm not sure. But hold on to your Test cricket hats. Hold on to your black caps, excuse me. Black top is the road. Folks, 35 runs in this very stressful chase for the win. 7 runs away, 72nd over, and one of those horrible shots. And it's a wicket! Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, Southie, the captain gets a wicket. They only need 1 left. Just when you think it's going to be done, it's going to be over. Yeah. England's like, nope, I got a bad shot for you. And all the England haters are coming out of the woodwork. They're all over the place.
Oh, now it's tense. A wicket left, only 7 runs. And they got the big wicket at Wogs. That was the big wicket. And Southie, the captain, standing up when the team needed him to. Got the wicket. Have a look at the replay.
Jack Leach went for the big shot. I have to do something. Why were you taking that shot, Ben Folks?
Oh, and he hit it straight down Neil Wagner's throat at fine leg. He knew it as well. Folks. He punched his bat in disappointment. Southie got a smile on his face, folks. Has got to go for 35. It's 9 for 251. New Zealand need a wicket to win. England need only 7 runs for victory. And they've got the number 11, James Anderson, coming out. He can do it. He's got a test 80-odd.
Don't with that folks challenge inner Chris Wokes. How dare you use that against me? Oh, coming in hard. He woked it. That is like the 4th England batsman I've seen on this stream lose their wicket with that same horrible shot. I thought the reverse sweep was my least favorite shot when you're trying to score runs. No, It's the like tomahawk up in the air. I got it. This will get me a 6. That is the ugliest shot of all time. And someone in the training room, McCollum maybe said, this is what is going to get us an Ashes win, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Jimmy Anderson or Jack Leach?
Oh, I think I would be backing Jack Leach to score the runs here instead of Jimmy.
I would be backing Jimmy.
Well,
Jack
Jimmy,
Leach is
he's been in these
atrocious.
positions many times in his career.
Yes, he's good
So
to
he's
defend.
a seasoned
But can he
veteran,
get
so he
runs?
knows what to do.
He needs
But,
7 runs.
Yeah. Well, he needs to hit a boundary. If they can hit a boundary here,
his highest score is 81 in 250 innings. Now, I get it. He comes in at 11. You're not going to get too many centuries at 11. Oh, my gosh. Southey versus Anderson.
Well, this test match is really
Anderson.
come alive.
See, Gabe loves to point out how Boomerang beat up Anderson in that one matchup. But it could be just the fact that Anderson sucks at defending. And so every ball looks like it's going to beat him up because he doesn't know where to put that bat.
You can understand why he's going to be jumping around. And he doesn't quite have those skills to defend himself with the short ball.
I don't think they're going to chase. I think New Zealand's going to take this wicket.
You would think you'll back New Zealand now.
Oh my gosh!
Because he's been out there for 21 balls, Leach, but he's got to score some runs now. He can't keep blocking it away.
He's found 21 different ways to not score a run.
Pretty much he has. You never know. This could be a tight margin of victory. England could win by a wicket.
This is going to be a drawn match.
Could win by a run.
Session. They can't get 7 runs.
Or it could be a tie.
At this rate, I mean, the umpire's like, we're going to drinks. These guys are going to take forever.
Well, it's intense.
Intense, absolutely. Everyone, do me a favor for having to deal with this nonsense as a fan of England cricket. Hit a like button, please. Oh, my gosh. And Leach is just trying to give up that wicket as easy as possible.
I wouldn't be playing down. They've got third man back on the rope for Leach, so I wouldn't be playing that shot, Jack Leach.
Back. Exactly. And that's the same as the England shot. They've all taken that shot. No, ladies and gentlemen, that's not a typo. Jack Leach has 0 runs on 22 balls.
Well,
Wagner's bowling. This is his 15th over. This is the 73rd over of the second innings for England. England needs 7 runs to win, or 7 no balls, 7 hot wides, whatever you want to call it. We got 46 in the chat. Please, 48. Please hit the like button. Subscribe. This is painful. This is why Jack will never become an England Test fan.
No. Nope. Come on, New Zealand.
Ooh. Oh, gosh. He says,
feel
come
like
on,
something's
New
going to happen
Zealand.
every ball. The wicket may fall.
May? I think you mean the modal verb will.
Well, yes, hopefully it will for New Zealand, but every ball's got something on it. It's sort of venting itself.
We're talking 2 boundaries, 7 singles.
Pretty much.
Or 1 wicket. Oh, my gosh.
Well, if you can get a boundary here, Leach, then that will increase England's chances.
He got 1 in the previous innings. He got 5 or 6 runs in the previous innings and 4 off a boundary. Sometimes you can just run into one. He's had 24 chances. Oh my gosh. How did no one catch that? That was in the air for 25 minutes. Jack Leach is on the board. Jack Leach is on the board. Who had that in their odds prop bet?
Well, he's off the mark.
With the sensational shot. That's just how they teach you when you're a young lad. Learn how to play the great game of cricket.
Well, we know what Neil Wagner's going to do. He's going to bowl short in the body. And that's why he's got the short leg in place. Field set for that type of bowling.
Oh my gosh. Jimmy, that's his only defend is beat me up.
Well, he's a tail ender, Nick. You know, you're not going to expect a tail ender to defend like a top order batter. So, you tend to shy away and look away.
He almost let go of the bat. That was he almost got a hit wicket with his legs, for crying out loud. Steve Webster, you are not the only. You're not the only fan in here from England. I'm also rooting. 3 a.m. in the UK. Oh, Jimmy Anderson. Even swinging that bat around.
Well, I think you'll be happy with the next ball that he's going to bowl, that he's going to play, Nick. Because he's...
Oh, my gosh. 2 runs! 2 runs!
Yes, 2 runs to go now.
Jimmy, we love you. You know, he closed his eyes on that one, right? I mean, that was the secret sauce. Just close your eyes and go for the shot.
I think Neil Wagner should have just pitched it up there. You already bowled a few short balls in that over, and Jimmy was expecting that. Just pitch it up and get it outside off.
Oh, my gosh. This is like a T20 match in the final over. It's either 2 runs or it's 1 wicket, and you can conceivably see either of those happen.
Yeah.
Because guess who's back on strike, ladies and gentlemen? That's right. The guy I would rather be on strike. I don't care how many balls he's seen. Jack Leach.
Well, it's going to be Tim Southee.
That puts the fear into every England fan's heart when he's at strike. Jack Leach.
Well, he's got a bowl Yorker here, Southee. I think they overdid the short ball here a little bit in New Zealand. They're going to expect that. So rather than bowling the short ball...
No, I can't hear the commentary. I'm listening to Jack instead. Better commentary than the actual commentary.
That was a short ball there from Southee, but he should really pitch it up full here, bowl a Yorker if he can.
I think that Tim's parents missed an awesome opportunity. They should have taught him to bowl left-handed. Southpaw, baby. They call that a no ball. They say it was too high.
No, that's just one for the over. 1 bouncer above the shot.
I always forget that stupid call. Yeah. I got you.
But if you bowl more than 2, Nick, then it's a no ball after that. So you're only allowed 2 bounces and over. Whereas back in the old days, they were unlimited, so you can bowl as many bounces as you like.
I would throw 2 in the very first 2 balls.
Well, back then they used to bowl 8 ball overs. So bowlers used to bowl 8 bounces and over every ball, basically. But these days, you're only allowed to bowl 2 in Test cricket, 1 in ODIs and T20s.
Oh my gosh! Just finish the match. It's 2 runs.
Well, it's not going to be easy, if if they take a single and it scores a level and they pick up the wicket, New Zealand, that will be the third tie ever in the history of Test cricket.
Oh my gosh, you're
I
right.
don't know why. Both
I was
teams,
only
if
thinking
that
of the
happens-
tie as far as time running out. I wasn't thinking about that as a tie.
No, the tie, the scores will be leveled.
I'll be happy with the tie. That'd be cool to see that live.
Yeah, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen a lot. There's only been 2 ties.
Yeah, it's like I was
spaced
telling
out.
you, 1986 was the last one. I
Yes,
taught you
and
that for
before
the first
that
time.
it was 1960-61, Australia and the West Indies in Brisbane. So it doesn't happen very often.
Oh my gosh.
We could
Jack
be seeing
Leach
a
is doing
tie potentially.
his
would be good.
Leonardo strategy right here. The Ninja Turtle just ducking.
Jeez, you can just feel the tension. It's on a knife's edge. You can just
Oh my gosh.
feel that, and you can feel the players just getting every ounce of energy out of their body. Southey bending his back. He wants this wicket. Leach and Anderson want 2 runs. Could be a tie. If they go for a run, they could get run out and it could be a tie. Imagine if we saw that. We saw that in 1960-61 when Australia played the West Indies. There was a run out in that match in the late stages. All carnage. We could see that again here.
John Weir was watching that live on television, 86. That tie. Oh my gosh. I would have been tempted to run that last one. Not going to lie.
Well, I don't think they'll be running the bye like they do in T20 cricket. This is a test match, so you don't want to run and then get run out and then the scores are leveled. And then it's a tie. So for New Zealand to win, really, they need to get a wicket right now. Because they only need 2 runs, England. So if they don't, they run a single, then it's a tie. If they do go on to get that last wicket.
Oh my goodness gracious, this is intense. There's the maiden over, I believe that was, right?
Yep.
Maiden over by Tim Southey. Wagner is now going to bowl. Jack Leach doing his Jack Leach thing. 1 run on 31 balls.
What a game of cricket this has been. Unbelievable. Going down to the last couple of runs, last wicket. Wagner, what can he do? Can he be...
Players are going nuts. The coaching staff is stressed out. The fans are stressed out. What more could you ask for?
Well, the important thing here for New Zealand is not to bowl an extra. No ball of wide.
Oh
They don't want that.
Pull yourself
Otherwise,
into at
the
least
scores
a
are going to be
tie.
level. They can't win this game. If that happens, it can only be a tie.
You have 5 days to decide this match. It's come down to this: 2 runs.
Yep.
Technically 1 run, just for it to be even. 1 wicket. Oh, could you imagine? There's a bouncer. Could you imagine if the wicketkeeper mishandles it and it goes for a bye?
And it went down to the boundary for buys. Yeah. Oh.
Rain
so that
now.
doesn't happen for New Zealand, Wagner. Oh. I'm not going to reveal anything, Nick. I know you're behind a little bit, but something. I'm not going to say any more.
I respect you for your silence because many guests on this channel could care less about my lack of internet speed. And this ball's taking forever to. I can see the chat going crazy. I'm not paying attention. Oh my gosh! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I thought it was going to be a boundary, not a wicket.
No, it was. It was a wicket. He was caught down the leg side.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, they've won by a run, New Zealand.
Or are they out of reviews?
Well, I think they're out of reviews, because they haven't gone upstairs for the reviews. So that's the end of the game. New Zealand have won by a run.
Oh, my gosh. New Zealand wins the match that they should not have won. England loses the match that they just threw away.
Oh,
This is absolutely amazing. Ben Stokes has got a big smile on his face because he knows how unbelievable this is, even though he loses. They win by 1 run, New Zealand does. 1 run.
yeah, they
New
came off the
Zealand, who
face
was
of the
looking
bat,
like
yeah.
one of the worst teams of recent test squad, they pull this off in the follow-on. If our record is correct, 4th win with a team that had the follow-on going against them. A team that was followed on.
Yep. Well, they're a team that never backed down, New Zealand, and we saw that today. Neil Wagner's pumped. And, yeah, even if England did have a review there, Nick, it would have been futile because it came off the face of the bat. And,
good call by the umpire because, I mean,
yeah,
I don't know what Jimmy Anderson was thinking, but he's number 11. He looked like he was able to maybe push it back just enough before it did anything, but no, it was off that bat. Good call there by the umpire. I'll give him that credit. Wagner and New Zealand just pull off an amazing win when I thought they had no chance just a few days ago. Check the ball. Check the ball right now. It's match fixing. Check it. Where's Gabe at with the match fixing?
Yeah.
Something going on with that ball.
Well,
oh my goodness.
He did have a smile on his face, Ben Stokes, and Brendan McCullum does as well. I think this is what they want to try to achieve, is to make Test cricket entertaining. And they certainly done that. 1 run.
They did that.
It's pretty good.
No, absolutely. I'm giving all the credit to the Kiwis 100%. I'm not taking anything away from them whatsoever. The Black Caps came in at home and they shut down a loss. I mean, they literally stopped a loss from manifesting. And it looks like to me like the England cricket players are giving them credit for what they did. They know what they did was absolutely astronomical. A lot of class being shown between these two squads. No hate whatsoever. New Zealand is absolutely, they just absolutely shocked me because I was this close to creating a video about what is wrong with New Zealand Test cricket. And they pull out something like this. 1 run. 5 days of batting, ball after ball after ball. 1 run.
Well, the significant game I can remember, Nick, that was won by a run was the West Indies winning in Adelaide against Australia in 92-93. They won by a run, and Courtney Walsh got the last wicket of Craig McDermott, and they won by a run. So that's the significant match in Test cricket.
There's Don Antonio mentioning the same thing. Neil Wagner's excitement after getting that wicket. I mean, he knew it right away. Every wicket he got, he was so elated because they needed it so badly. Southee captained beautifully, only 45 runs in his 20 overs. 3 wickets taken. Root, Stokes, Folks, Leach, Leach survived, not Leach. Who else I think? All with horrible shots, losing their wickets. Absolutely atrocious shots. Don't know what they were doing. England won. I mean, you think about any of the batters in the 2 innings. 1 more run is all you need. 1 run. But congratulations to New Zealand. Congratulations to Test cricket. Congratulations to everyone that decided to join us here for a little bit. Thanks, Jack, for joining me. I'm going to go ahead and step off and eat some dinner. It's probably an hour cold right now. But I appreciate everyone jumping on right here. We're going to be definitely covering some of the India-Australia 3rd match. Don't know which days or what. We're going to be busting Cricket Tuesday as soon as I get off here. I'm going to work on the thumbnail and then drop that on the channel, so stick around. Don't leave your YouTube too far. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time.
Take care.